Today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at exercise 13 from Troy Stetina's Metal Rhythm guitar book. And so you might want to go pick that out and go to Amazon or something and pick it up, and then you'll be able to follow along. And it's exercise 13. And what we're going to be going over here is we're going to go over quarter notes and half notes. And at the very end in the book, there's actually what's called a tie. And I'll explain what a tie is. In the recording, I kind of don't use the tie. I kind of cut it a little bit short. But we'll talk about that a little bit when we dig into it. So, yeah. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the camera down, and then we're going to go ahead and just jump right in and get to it. So we're going to start out by talking about whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. So a whole note is basically just hitting the note or a chord, whatever you use. Here's an open E string. And you hold that for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we hold each note or chord, again, if you're playing a chord, for 4 beats. 4 beats in total for each. Now, a half note, you're simply cutting that in half. So instead of 4 beats, you're going to play each note for 2 beats. 2 plus 2 equals 4. So we're going to play 1, 2. Now beats 3, 4. We're going to hit it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each time we pluck the string, we're holding it for 2 beats. And when we put it all together, because we have to total up to 4 beats, we're playing on beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a half note. A quarter note takes our 4 beats and we split that up into quarters. So if you split that up into quarters, then each note gets 1 beat. So it's 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. So every beat we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's quarter notes. What we're going to do here in this progression is we're going to focus on quarter notes and half notes. And then I'm going to show you at the end how you would use whole notes and tie them together, even though in the progression I kind of cut it a little short and I don't use the tie. And again, we'll talk about tie in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix them up to make it sound kind of interesting. So what we do is we hit our E5. That's our open E string, and we fret the note below that on the A string in the 2nd fret. Hitting open E, the note in the 2nd fret. And then we kind of lean our fingers over so it mutes out the strings below. And then with our right hand, we're going to hit the E string and A string, but we hit them together. Hit only that. We don't want to be hitting all the strings. That doesn't sound right. Just the E and A strings. Now this chord is going to be a half note, so we have to hold that for 2 beats. 1, 2. And then after that, we actually stay right here on E, and we're going to play 2 quarter notes. Remember what a quarter note is? It means we're going to hit every note. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when we mix them together, we have 1, 2 for the half notes, And then we have 2 quarter notes, so on beats 3 and 4, we're going to play those 2 notes right on the beats. 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note, quarter, quarter. Half note, quarter, quarter. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go over to a power chord, a fretted power chord here at the 3rd fret. And this is a G, by the way. And again, a power chord, fretted power chord is put your finger on the root, going over 2 frets and down to the string below, the A string in this case. And we're hitting just these 2, the E and A strings still again. And this is a half note. 1, 2, and then we're going to move up to the 5th fret, and we're going to play the same thing, but we're playing it at the 5th fret, and that's going to be on beats 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure you ring it out. You don't want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. If we do that, we're turning this into a quarter note, and then we're resting there's what's called a rest, where you stop it from ringing on the 2nd beat. So we're not playing it as a half note if we stop it. So you got to make sure you do not stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how I do that? I don't stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 half notes. Now we put these 2 measures together. Remember, we have a half note, 2 quarter notes, and we hit these, they're 2 half notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you don't have that down, then definitely you want to stop this and practice that over and over again. Get that nice and solid. You want to get the distinction between quarter notes and our half notes. So now what we do in the second half of this is always good when you're working on a section, split it in half. Focus on one half, then focus on the second half while you're still practicing the other half. And then you keep practicing these until you get them down, and then you meld them together. So here are measures 3 and 4. So what we're going to do here is go back to our E5 chord. Remember, our E string, open E string, is given this chord its name. It's an open E5 chord. What we're going to do is play 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, we're going to do something a little bit interesting. We're going to go and hit a quarter note, and we're going to go up. It's on the 3rd fret up to the 5th fret, but we're going to hold the 2nd note for 2 beats. So that's a half note right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then we go for a quarter note back to the 3rd fret. So it's a 3rd fret for 1 beat, 5th fret for 2 beats, and then back to our 3rd fret for 1 beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got to make sure that 2nd chord there at the 5th fret, you want to hold that for 2 beats. So it's a little bit different. You're used to playing the half notes maybe at the beginning or at the end or something. This one's thrown right in the middle. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we add those quarter notes in the beginning, 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then if you, this is easy enough to remember, but if you had all kinds of chords all over the place, you might want to say the fret numbers, remember where you're going. So it'll be 3, 5, no, 3. I would say the fret numbers, remind myself where the chords are, and then I'd hit this one 5, and just say note to take up that second beat. You know, it just fills up the space, so it gives us the amount of space we need to get back to the next chord. Then, when you got that going, that's when you bring it all together. So here we go. Now we're going to go and play the whole thing all the way through just one time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can say the fret numbers. So 0, no, 0, 0, 3, no, 5, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 5, no, 3, 0, no, 0, 0, 3, no, 5, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 5, no, 3. And then what we do after that is, again, pretend we did it 4 times. We do the very last part. And we go to our E5 again to end it off. Now, if you have the book and you're looking at the very last measures in there, what happens is there's an E5 in one measure, and then there's an E5 again in the second measure. But there's these lines that are connecting from one. So this plays that for 4 beats, and then there's E5 in the next measure, but those lines are what we call ties. So if you see a chord and it's connected to another chord in the next measure, you know, it would have to be the same chord or same note. Then what happens is you're going to play that first one, but hold it the amount of time that of the note it's connected to. So if there's 2 whole notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the first one has some lines connected to the second one, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't actually play the second one. As long, if that first one's connected to the second one, you don't play it that second one, but you do hold it for the amount of time that you would have played it. So two whole notes with connected with a tie is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how a tie works. Now in recording, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I stop it. So we cut it a little bit short in the recording. And all you gotta worry about is playing that progression. 0, no, 0, 0, 3, no, 5, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 5, no, 3. You do that 4 times. And then on the 4th time, 0, no, 0, 0, 3, no, 5, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 5, no, 3, 0, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And you want to count it out, you know, because when you hit that, we play in the first whole note, so you want to go 0, 2, 3, 4, and then you stop it. You don't want to stop it really early, you know, although it's not the end of the world if you do. And again, you can go E, no, E, 3, no, 5, no. So you can call that E if you want to. Remind yourself that's an E5 chord. And then if you really want to get crazy, you can start going and actually saying what these notes are. E note, E, E, G note, A note, E, 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 G, A note, G, E, 2, 3, 4, and there you go. So that's our progression. So again, if you don't have that book, good idea to go get that book so you can follow along in some of these areas where I'm talking about stuff that is actually in the book, the actual written notation. Otherwise, you may be a little bit confused, not know what's going on. But, you know, if you're confused with that stuff, just don't worry about it for now. You know, you can always get the book and come back and check that out later. Just follow the general idea of where you got to play your chords and stuff. And then go ahead and watch the performance. And then when you're ready, you know, once you get that down, then you can start playing along with the performance. Now, make sure, get that quarter note, half note, whole note thing down really well. Because that's the key to all this, is making sure you're holding, you know, a quarter notes, you're hitting every one, half notes, you're actually holding that note for 2 beats. And of course, with a whole note, you're holding it for 4 beats. So you got to make sure you get that down. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to be all off time and stuff. So hopefully that all makes sense. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Otherwise, grab your guitar, and I'm going to perform it for you now.